now watching Hall Hoops and Happenings.
Thank you.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to Nick from Millburn, Hall Hoop and Happenings postgame show. I am joined by producer extraordinaire, Eli. Eli, how are you, my guy? What's going on tonight?
I am doing great. A big win once again for Seton Hall. Let's keep up the streak as we head to
And then
Maui.
we have Paul, just a fan. Paul, one of the most knowledgeable people when it comes to Seton Hall basketball. Paul, how are you?
I'm doing great tonight. Thanks.
And then we have direct from Mississippi near Jackson State. He looks like he's about a week late for a haircut, but I love this guy, and the prodigal son returns. The one and only Ryan Luigi Scoops Wyndham. We love him, and we call him Luigi. And down on the bottom is Christina Marie Romano. Christina was actually at the game tonight, so she could tell us about mattress races and bling and fans and everything else. So let me just start off real quick. Let everyone else get an equal shot. You ever get like a laundromat? Everyone's going to get an equal wash. So tonight, Seton Hall won a game, and Paul, and before we went on the air, Paul said we didn't play that well tonight. But I don't really care about playing well as long as you win. I know Paul wanted style points tonight. We beat New Haven, and yes, this is New Haven's first year in Division I, and we beat them 68-45. Couple things. I think Clark and Hines, they were saying on Hall Line, had rough games tonight. But the way that this team is currently constructed, we have 10 deep. So if someone has a bad game, someone can pick them up. Simpkins came off the bench, the Elon transfer, played really well, shot the three ball exceptionally tonight. Eli, I'm going to get to you because I know this is a sore spot for you. 8, and Paul won 7 threes a game. We hit 8 for 20, which isn't shabby.
It's not
Okay.
too bad.
And then I think Stephon Payne came out and played really well tonight at the center position. And I think we have a two-headed monster right now in center with Hines and Payne. They combined for 17 rebounds. That's a good number from your center spot. So I think all in all, we beat a team we were supposed to win. We were supposed to beat. We're 5-0. All of last year, we only won 7 games. So everyone said, Seton Hall going to be better than last year. Of course, we're going to be better than last year. Can't be worse. Last year, we were next to last in the nation in offense, in points scored a game. This year, our offensive productivity is much better. But the question is, are we going to be good? And I think we're good. It's just a question of how good are we going to be. So let me start. Since she was at the game, Christina, your thoughts at the game tonight. How was the crowd? What did you think? A couple comments, and then we'll let you go.
You got to unmute your mic. You got to unmute your mic.
She's done this before. She unmuted her face.
Well, she figures that out. You want to?
Yeah, Bill. Is that Bill?
Yeah, Bill's there.
Yeah, I'm here.
Bill, you were at the game. What are your thoughts? How was the atmosphere? How was everything tonight?
I thought the atmosphere was pretty good tonight. You know, the flow of the game was much better than the Mountainous game. You know what I'm saying? You know, the team itself, you know, they did well in the 3-point shooting range. You know, the kid Dar, what's his name? I can't think of his name. Jacob
Dar.
Yeah, Jacob Dar. You know, he actually did some good defensive plays during the game. You know, you got to give him credit. You got to give Stephon Payne 13 points, 11 rebounds. Stanton McCray 12 points, 3 rebounds. Simpkins 18 points. As I'm saying, going over the stats, he only had 10 turnovers as a team. Points in the paint 32. That's big. You know, if Seton Hall can do that on the road, you know, the next couple games and during the Maui Classic, that'd be great for Seton Hall. But you know, the atmosphere was pretty good. You know, I thought the team played well tonight, better than the Mountain game. The way the Mountain game went, it went like kind of slow. Then they picked it up. Like I said previous, Nick, this team has bench points. They got a lot of bench points. You know, in the first half. But I think it went well tonight.
Good. Paul, your thoughts. Oh, wait. Christina's back.
I
Christina,
had to come
get your
down.
mic
I
on.
had to come to
All
your
right, you're on.
layer.
Thoughts on tonight?
You know, it wasn't a great crowd. And normally when you have the sororities and the fraternities there's even more. And
Okay, it was Greek night,
it was
right?
Greek night, and there was definitely a decent contingent, but not as much as normal. I think they normally do it later in the season. So it wasn't a ton, but everyone's commenting on, lack of attendance, but they weren't there either. So, I just think it has to
Good
be
point.
an overall effort. People can go, people can't go. It's just the way it is. But yeah, it wasn't bad. The mattress game, it was boys versus girls. The girls are never gonna win when you have men throwing their bodies on mattresses. But yeah, that was the opinions. And you guys were talking about Clark. I mean, it wasn't his night shooting wise, but he had a decent amount of assists. So sometimes it's just not your day, and you have to make the plays for other people. So try to find a
Good
positive
point
there.
Paul, what positives do you have from today's game?
So the positives, I think Stefan Payne is going to be a tremendous player. I didn't realize how athletic he was. I didn't realize how much finesse he had around the basket. There were a couple of times when Simpkins or State and McRae were going to the basket, and they just flipped the ball up in the air, and he caught it and jammed it. And there was a couple of times if the pass was better, he would have gotten a basket. I was very impressed with him. I was very impressed with his rebounding, and of course, I was very impressed with his defense. TJ Simpkins, it goes without saying. You come out, you hit, you go 4 for 5 from 3-point land, 6 for 8 overall, score 18 points at 27 minutes. That's a nice evening. I thought very, very good. I thought Williams was good initially shooting. I was happy that they went 8 for 20 from 3. I don't know that they'll be able to do that all the time, but I was very happy with how they played from 3. On the negative side, I've got to say it. Bud Clark played poorly tonight. He had more turnovers than assists, and I think I could see. I was watching it on television. I could see a little bit of frustration. He was getting aggravated that he wasn't able to put the ball in the hole. He took a couple of more shots than he should have. It seemed like he was trying to force play a little bit more than he needed to, given what was going on around him. And now he's also the quickest guy on the floor. I was incredibly impressed. He puts the ball on the floor. He goes by guys like they're just standing still. So there's going to come a day when he scores 30 points where he just, is on and he just takes apart the guy who's guarding him. But that wasn't tonight. The other thing is you cannot go 5 minutes, 6 minutes. I think they went 5 minutes of game time without scoring at all against New Haven. You just cannot do that. So I'm unhappy with their play in a 23-point win. So, when you don't play well and you win by 23, what happens when you do play well?
Right.
And the last thought was you could just see how much quicker they were athletically than New Haven, and I think that gave them a little bit more room to get their threes off. I hope that they get confidence that they can get the 3 off when they're being guarded by an ACC team, which is what's going to happen in Hawaii next week. But they had that little bit of space that they needed to get the shot off. There was a great play where I think Clark drove the lane, dished it out to Staten McRae, who shot the ball in rhythm. I haven't seen a rhythm 3 from a Seton Hall team in quite a while. So all in all, you won by 23 points. So I'll take a 23-point win any day of the week. I think that if Clark had played better, that we might have beat him by 50.
Well, yep, you're right.
11 new players, okay, never played together, 5 games in, adjustments. Everyone is basically taking a step up in class, better competition. There's going to be games like this, but like Paul said, the good news is you have a game like this and you win by 23 points.
That's right.
You know,
Exactly.
because you're playing great defense.
Like
So you're holding them to 45 points. You hold the team to 45 points, you're usually going to win. Luigi, thoughts about the game tonight?
Yeah, so I mean, a lot of the key points have already been hit on. The significant success from guys like, you already mentioned the double from Payne, and the on the flip side of it, or not to leave out Stan McRae and Simpkins. Also mentioned on the flip side the turnover issues from Adam Clark. That obviously can't happen, and what I was encouraged to see is that there was decent, not amazing, but definitely more solid three point than there was last year, because that was one of our biggest problems last year.
Yeah.
So to be able to know that they're going to hit from outside, particularly Simpkins did really well from outside. I think it was 4 for 5, and so that was all things that I was encouraged by. I also was encouraged by the fact that we kind of got a little bit of sharing the wealth, so to speak, whereas we got production from not just the first 5 or the first 6, but guys up and down, which is obviously going to be crucial if you actually want to do anything of note with this team. This is extremely choppy feedback, and I don't know why, but.
Is Pringles biting the wire or something again?
The wire's not plugged in. But
oh my God.
Also want to mention because we talked
Was that
about
your dog barking before? No,
He doesn't have a dog.
he keeps saying that, but then you got cat. What kind of menagerie do they have in Mississippi? Oh my God.
I'm also not in Mississippi. I'm in New York right now.
Oh really? Why are you in New York?
Because that's where my mom lives.
And you came? Oh, you're back for the holidays?
Yes.
Awesome.
And it was her birthday 2 days ago.
We have a stack
happy
monster
birthday.
here, Nick.
All right. Well, let's say happy birthday to Miss Luigi, and great comments as always. And
Happy
Stack Monster,
birthday.
are you there? Glenn.
Yeah,
Glenn.
Crackle.
Is that Glenn? Glenn, how was the game tonight? What are your thoughts? You were there. Were you there?
Yeah, was I there? Yes, I was. Things down. Are you down in AC still?
I am down in AC. Had a great dinner tonight. Great time down here with staying at Oceans. Kudos to Oceans. They do an amazing job. Be coming home Thursday. But tell me about the game tonight, Glenn.
All right. One more thing before I tell you about the game. If you get a chance, try. There's I forget what's on Tennessee, New York, whatever. It's called Cardinal, like the bird Cardinal. Go there. It's awesome. But anyway.
Yeah, we were at a party there tonight.
Oh yeah, I love that place, man.
Yeah, Cardinal was very good.
I got Stack Monster Jr. here. You got anything you want to say, Stack Monster Jr.?
An offer.
He's the coach. Oh yeah, he's got a place for them that's being recruited by NC State stuff. He's under the radar New Jersey
He was
player.
on the phone with the Georgetown coach yesterday during the practice I was running. So
Wait,
you got it.
Is Seton Hall in on him? Stack Monster Jr.?
Not currently. The guy who runs our program, I think, is going to talk to one of the assistants soon. So hopefully we will be soon.
So we're
he's
talking
gonna
about
be at Blair.
we're talking about the AAU program, right? Not your high school.
Yeah, he's a 6'9" power forward with guard skills. Lefty, could shoot it, guard multiple positions. Great kid. He'll be at Blair next year. So once he goes to Blair, he's gonna probably pick up, as long as he keeps handling the business the way he is right now. He'll be picking up offers from all the blue bloods, Duke, North Carolina, Kentucky, all those type of schools. Yeah, so hopefully we get in on it before all that stuff transpires.
What high school is he going to play at this year?
He's at Pingree this year. They should be pretty good. They don't play the same competition as the other schools in our area. So next year at Blair, he'll really level up exposure. But if he ends this year and does he could average 20, 12, 5 to 6 blocks. So he could have is healthy and
We also got the
and he's a junior.
He's a junior, but once he goes to Blair, he's going to end up reclassing back up to 28. So he'll gain an extra year of eligibility, and unless he works his way into a 5-star in the top 20 in the class, he's probably going to stay in the class of 8. But if he does that, he'll reclassify back into the class of 27 and then probably go to a blue blood as a fit for him. So
And,
we'll
and you're
see.
talking Pingree and Blair, so he must be a smart kid also.
Very smart kid. Yep, very smart kid. So
Wow. Thank
yeah,
you. Thank you for that scoop. Can you want to say his name?
I don't know if I should because I'm not. I don't know if I'm supposed to be talking
All right,
about.
no worries. No worries. But a hot AAU prospect.
But here's the thing: if you guys look up Pingree, there's only one 6'9" kid on the roster, so you guys can figure it out.
All right.
I'll leave you guys with the inside scoop that way.
Nick, before Nick, if you could just fix your mic real quick and your camera, because it sounds like a tin can right now.
It's me?
Yeah, if it's you.
How's it me?
I don't know, but it's you.
It has that happen for
It had
everybody
to
else.
be
And it has,
you.
that scoop has been muted the entire time, which is the sad part.
It had to be you. Nobody knew. I don't know the rest of the words. Anyway, getting back to tonight. I'll tell you what I loved. Obviously, we love Simpkins, right? He played great. And so everybody knows the first half was great. The ball moved. We looked killer. Then in the second half, what happened? The ball started to stick. We weren't moving it. We got stagnant. We only had I don't forget how far in. We only had 8 points. But towards the end of the game, I don't know what point, what minute mark. But when he put all 3 guards in, did you guys notice that he put Simpkins, Parker, and Clark all in together? It's the first time all
Yep.
year I've seen that, and I've been live at every single game. And all of a sudden, the ball started to move again. They were giving them the business on the defensive end. We had speed and quickness. You had Simpkins' size was awesome, and that's when we picked it back up and got the lead back up over 20. So I thought that was awesome. Sam said something that I think Nick you might have made on Hall Line. I actually called in a little later. I actually caught you on Hall Line. Was that if you played those 3 guards, and I'd love to see those 3 guards with Payne and Hines down low. I'm not a basketball guru, but Sam said with some teams we might play at some point in the season, might not be a bad look to see Payne and Hines in there for
So
what
let
it's
me
worth.
just throw
Anyway,
that out there to the panel because I had said this previously. Eli, do you think we're ever going to see Hines and Payne together? Because I think everyone wants to see that. What do you think, Eli?
I think eventually Shaw's going to definitely try to test it out because, again, it is a long season. We've only witnessed a couple games so far. I think we will eventually see the combination happen a little bit later on in the future. Maybe not this year, maybe next year, 2026, January month. But I do expect that we will see the duo join together.
It's interesting. Bill, do you want to see those 2 play at the same time?
Absolutely. That's a gold mine for Seton Hall. You know, like I said previous, the team has chemistry and they have a bench. Any given time that Clark and Hines can come in, and it's a gem for Shaheen Holloway.
Paul, now you said you thought Payne was really athletic and, kind of surprised you. And we're hearing real good stuff about him, from the workouts that he was one of our surprise players. Do you think he could handle work with Hines at the 5? And do you want to see that, Paul?
So he's certainly athletic enough to handle the 4. If you have, as the Stack Monster said, the shooters in at guard, I don't think he's going to be that great offensively at the 4. On the other hand, I think if we see Hines to continue to develop offensively, then I could see that combination working where Hines is actually, you get the ball inside to Hines, it's almost automatic. He made 2 really good moves. So if he's going to be offensive force posting up, then sure, I think that Payne becomes the the Charles Oakley to Hines' passing and that kind of a setup. For those of you guys who can remember the Knicks of that time period, Um, so yeah, I'd love to see them both on the same floor. I think that the biggest challenge Coach Holloway is going to have this season is that he has a lot of options, a lot of different combinations, and in
Yep.
the middle of a game, he's going to have to figure out what the best matchup is based on how the other team, not only who they have, but how they happen to be playing. And if he can do that effectively, then this team is going to be very, very good because they'll always be one step ahead of the team they're playing. So that to me, that's going to be his biggest challenge. Going to a game where Caravan's not hitting very well. I don't need to do this. I need to go big to get somebody on solo ball. This is how I'm going to do it.
But that's how he constructed this team, right? To be a deep team. That if someone has an off night, he has, when that happens, and I know, Luigi, you played sports your whole life. When you're playing 9 or 10, it could be PT issues with guys, not thinking they're getting enough minutes. But I don't see that. I see that first you got to create the team atmosphere, and I kind of think we have that. What do you think, Luigi?
Nick, I barely understood what you said. I'm sorry.
I guess what I'm saying is when you're going to go 9 or 10, right? You get in the problem of minutes, right?
Yeah.
So some guys aren't going to be that happy, but I don't see that with this squad. What do you think?
I hope that's true. I mean, again, I want to obviously respect the fact that we started 5-0, especially off the heels of last year. I feel like, and we talk about this on the other shows that I do, where it's, what have you learned this so far about the team? And I feel like the games where you're going to learn the most about this team, I think, are still ahead of us. I think NC State's going to be a game where I learn a lot about the team. And I think because then you got Rutgers not long after that, et cetera. So I feel like in order to know how it's actually going to roll later in the season, I really need to see some of these bigger games first, because unfortunately, I just think that these are not the greatest litmus tests for that. It seems positive, but again, what you do against a team like this, or what you did against Fairfield, I think is not a great rain gauge.
I got to tell you something. Nick's cutting
Stackmont,
out.
do you want to go ahead first?
Yeah, so Sam Jr. went down to the second row, so he was sitting right behind the bench, and he's being a coach and everything. He was like trying to listen in as good as he could, but what he noticed was when that they're very connected as a team. I think you brought the point up about guys getting upset. Somebody mentioned about minutes and stuff. I don't think you're going to see that on this team, not based on what Sam was saying from his being down there close by. A couple other things. There was a huge Plainfield contingent in the house today. I mean, I can't even tell you. After the game, as we were walking out, Najai came up into the section where, like the bar is and everything like that. And he was hanging out with all the Plainfield people. It was awesome. And so it was just cool to see. I mean, if that means we might have a shot down the line at Micah Gordon, boy, that would be a coup, because he's a hell of a player. A little on the smaller side.
Was Micah Gordon there tonight?
I didn't notice there were so many people because I was locked into the game. I didn't notice. I was looking to see if his dad, Mike Gordon, was there. I couldn't really tell. But I only met him the one time. So, but what's really cool is, if you saw the post, the post on our Facebook page, I have Josh Rivera's little brothers there. I didn't put their names on the post only because I wanted to be respectful. I met the mom. What nice people. And his little brother, it's Leo. What's the names? It's Landon and Leonardo, or Leonardi. They have their travel tryouts this weekend. So say go guys, go guys. So hopefully we got to see what Josh Rivera brings as he begins to kind of roll into the fold. I think you're going to see him as maybe a defensive presence in there. His mom told me that he loves playing defense. He loves it. So that was kind of cool to hear. Very nice
Let me just
people.
go back on. Let me go back on the Gordon thing for a second.
Yeah.
So the coach of Plainfield, Mike Gordon, correct?
Yes.
He's Derek Gordon, who was on our 2016 Big East Championship team's brother, and then his son is Mika Gordon, who is one of the best players in New Jersey. So if we could get in on him, and I mean we are in on him, but you build a program, and it's so happy to hear that there are a lot of Plain Cardinals there tonight. Bill, you remember Derek, right?
Yeah, I remember Derek Gordon.
Did you see the field contingent there tonight, and what do you think?
Yeah, they were down below where we were sitting, by the press area.
Oh yeah. So you
and
saw.
it was a bit. And what? I'm sorry.
I can't hear you, Nick.
And what do you think? There was a big crowd of them, and they seemed enthused.
Yeah,
Bobby
they came
said
to
they were all
support.
wearing red shirts or something.
Yeah, they came to support the colors. Plainfield colors. They were in the house tonight.
Yeah,
That's
cool.
encouraging. Very encouraging.
That's how you program build. Absolutely.
Hey, guys, they were the only one. The Patrick School was in the house too.
Really?
Yep, the Patrick School coach was there. The whole team was sitting about 3 rows behind me, and then there was another section of the team because one of the kids on the Patrick team transferred there from Morris Catholic that Sam coached last year. His name was Kyle Dixon, and Kyle Dixon was sitting baseline behind, down kind of, behind the basket, opposite where Bobby sits, and then the rest of the players and the coach was there. So there must be something to that, right? They're coming out to see some Seton Hall basketball. We got Plainfield. We got Patrick School. I'm loving it. For those of us,
every time we've been successful, the strategy is getting Jersey and New York kids to stay home. I mean, yeah, right, Bill. Going back to like Greg Tynes, right? You want to keep the good local players home. Tynes and Mosley.
Yeah, what you want to do, what Shaheen Holloway wants to do, since he's been the coach, he wants to count local kids from this local area because we have a lot of talent in the tri-state area. Like Shiano. I mean, I don't want to say it, but I'm giving you an example. Greg Shiano, head coach of Rutgers, he always goes out and gets the Florida kids. Well, there's a lot of talent in Jersey, Nick. A lot of talent.
I know.
East
just look at us.
Orange, South Orange, Plainfield, all the cities around our town have talented kids, and these coaches should go out, and recruit these local Jersey kids.
And I think what's interesting, and Eli could comment on this, and I agree with you on the men's side. Every time we've been successful, you got to get the kid who doesn't, the local kid who maybe wants to stay home and play in front of his parents, and has that connection. And we had the Plainfield connection. And I know years ago we had the St. Patrick's connection, and I saw old AAU coach named Sandy Pannone. I don't know if Glenn knows him, but I saw him at one of our home games. So all this stuff is program building. But Eli, on the women's end, right? We don't have anybody from Jersey, but it's working on that end, right? So I guess Eli, you could do both, correct?
Yeah, I mean, I would do both. I mean, absolutely. And right now, if you look at the women's side, though, they won both their games to California. They won their home opener. Absolutely, they've done, incredible so far. And I think they're going to get another big win this upcoming Thursday. They have Fordham. Just a lot of success ahead for this women's team. And, sometimes it pays not to be from Jersey, as you mentioned.
Eli, speaking of Thursday, that's going to segue in. Thursday's a big night. I'm coming home on Thursday. There's a NCAA soccer game at the soccer field, correct?
Oh, yep.
Yes, it's at 5 o'clock home at ONT Carroll Field. It's a big night. Hopefully our soccer team can win. They take on Siena. If they win, they'll take on Bryant. So it's going to be big.
How are we ranked? How does that seeding go in soccer? I have no idea.
I have no idea either, but I do know that we didn't make it. They didn't give us a seed number, but we are in for sure, though. And if we win, we have Bryant the next round.
And we got a home game, right? So that's a good thing.
Yep.
And then after that, we have the women's game.
Yep.
Yeah, Nick, I think I think that we're probably around 22nd.
Wow.
I just did some.
At,
I
at,
did some
at,
old
Paul, out of how many?
48.
That's
So
not bad.
I think Brian's 11th, and so we're probably 23rd. I think that's the way the arithmetic works.
And Brian got a bye?
Yeah, Brian got a bye.
Wow.
I mean, it's definitely interesting. Obviously we're hoping for Seton Hall to get a big victory, and what a way that would be on Thursday night to get a women's basketball win and to get that win. I mean, wouldn't that be great?
Yep.
Oh, I think it would be amazing for school at a whole. Is that Bobby joined us?
Yep, Bobby's here. What's up, Bobby?
Give it to Bobby. Welcome. We got it. The whole thing's all here. Luigi is risen. He's not in Mississippi. He's in New York at his mom's house. Her birthday. Happy birthday, Mrs. Luigi. And we have and Pringles. I guess Pringles made the trip with them because Pringles is causing some mischief. Nicole is watching Dancing with the Celebrity.
She was just there, Nicole.
She'll be on in a few minutes, she said.
Bobby,
post
your
on the
thoughts
pages?
about the game. Bobby, your thoughts.
Do we post? Hold on. Is this posted on all the pages, Eli?
Yes, it's posted on the Pirate Facebook, and it's on Surge Live.
All right, we have very little viewers right now. Okay.
Yes, I know. I think we joined on late for some reason. There was an issue with Restream, but we figured it out.
Okay. My thoughts of the game. People were questioning why this game wasn't in Walsh, and I mean, I don't have the numbers in front of me. I have it on my sheet upstairs. I'll have to get it if I need it. But there are about 5,000 there. Obviously, more than even have at Walsh, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Shaw was not happy. I'll post I recorded the post-game presser. Shaw was not too happy with the way the team played in the second half. The guy mentioned it as well. They hung up. They let I don't want to say mediocre team. I don't want to put anybody down, but they let an inferior team hang around too long. But if you look at our first half numbers, I remember glancing up at halftime, and all our shooting splits were very high. So we definitely played a really good first half, and so second half.
Yeah, the shooting numbers for Seton Hall. I think Seton Hall was at 52%, Bobby. I'm not for sure.
Well, they were in the
But
60s
they did well in the first half. I got the first half sheet in front of me. It was 58% for Seton Hall in the first half. They were 17 of 29 in that segment for the first half.
Like I said, I mean, upstart program, or the newest D1 program in, college basketball, 365, I think we're up to now. They played pretty well. I love the way, what's his name? T1 Simpkins, I think, is going to be, what a player he is.
Yep.
Do you know what I forget offhand, what grade is he in? Is he coming back? Do we know? I don't have the list in front of me.
I think he's a junior.
All right. I think he's, and somebody asked him about, does he like coming off the bench? He goes, hey, whatever the team wants me to do. So he's definitely a team player.
Bobby, not to interrupt, what players were at the press conference?
Simpkins and the big guy.
Payne?
Payne?
Yeah. Payne had a double-double today, as you guys know. Like I mentioned during the post, like I mentioned during the thread, if you noticed, and I'm sure Bill noticed this, we're starting to get a large contingent of people from Plainfield coming out to our games. Right? Glenn, you saw that, right? So they're coming out to support their guy.
We spent a few minutes on that. Tip in.
And supposedly, also, Hines is dealing with a groin issue. That's why he's been a little limited on playing time.
Do you think, Bobby, it affected his mobility at all tonight?
A little bit. I also asked Coach during the presser about Godswill and Sumanik. He says each of them are still seeing their doctors yet. Sumanik has an arm problem, and Godswill, I think it's a lower leg injury, if I'm not mistaken. But they're both, they will return, and like I asked Coach, if and when they do return, where do they fit in?
Good question.
Are we gonna? And Sumanek is a 4-5 himself, so I'm wondering, and I should ask Coach this next time. I wonder if he's ever going to consider playing two of the bigs together.
We talked about that
Yeah,
too,
we're
about
talking
the
about that.
possibility of Payne and Hines.
Don't forget Payne's Hines God's will, Payne God's will. So we definitely have that possibility. And like I said, like I mentioned, first show before the season, our goal is to go 5-0 in these games, and we did. And we will see what happens from there.
Now, I wanted to talk. Mayor Bill made a comment about Jacob Dar at the very beginning of the show, where he said that he had played very good defense, and I thought he actually had a very interesting game. 16 minutes, 5 points, 2 for 4 from the field. He had a rebound, an assist, and a steal. So he, in the time he was on the floor, he did a little bit of everything. And I think that's what we're going to see more of him this season. Kind of be something of a jack of all trades. Rebound here, steal there. He had an old style 3-point play. He got a layup, a foul, and he made the foul shot. So, Bill had mentioned his defense, and I think he played a very quiet but very effective contribution tonight.
Well, Paul, let me jump in on that real quick and ask you: was he playing the 4? If he was playing the 4, does that give us minutes problem at the 4 down the road?
Well, it's hard to tell because when you look at Fisher and Dar and Staten McRae, they're all kind of playing the wing. I mean, he certainly wasn't playing inside. He wasn't posting up, or he wasn't he wasn't playing a high or low post. So he was kind of on a wing. So maybe 3.5, I guess, is what he was playing. The biggest of the wings.
Because I know in the game that Payne and Hines got in foul trouble, Dar was coming in and playing the 5. So I mean, I guess he's a very, very versatile kid, right?
And you need a guy like that. You need a guy who you could just plug in. That was, they tried to do that with Prince Alegbe last year, and he could do it sometimes, but not as much as we would like. It seems like Dar is a better version of him. The only other thing I wanted to point out is New Haven had only 5 offensive rebounds in the whole game. And if you watched the game and you were at the game or had a chance to see it, there was an awful lot of New Haven coming down, missing, Seton Hall taking the ball and going the other way. So, I mean, I don't know that we're going to be able to have that kind of a game when we're playing more talented teams. But they really did a very, very good job taking away second shots away from New Haven tonight.
So is that the one and only, the queen of the Borgata, Dancing with the Stars reporter, Nicole? Nicole, what's up?
I am here after one of the craziest Dancing with the Stars episodes I've ever watched.
All right, Phil, you can't tease it and not talk about it. So go.
What happened?
No, you can't tease Dancing with the Stars and not talk. Luigi's here, so say hi to Luigi.
Hi, 7 names.
All right, and tell us about Dancing with the Stars.
Okay, I promised Nick Morgan no spoilers, so if he's watching, I'm not going to spoil it for him, but expect the unexpected. I will say that.
Wait a minute. Far too many of you are watching this show. Eli especially. Eli, you're 18 years old. What the hell are you doing watching this show for? 19. I'm sorry, 19 now. What the hell are you doing watching that show?
Parents had it on.
Nicole,
Your parents have. That's
I
the excuse.
don't care about Nick Morgan and spoilers. Nick Morgan hasn't been on our show in 8 months. So
Okay.
What happened to Dancing with the Stars tonight? Tell us.
So tonight was Prince night, and we all know and love Prince, one of the greatest to ever do it. Half of the music was his music that was used, and the other half was covers, which I thought was a great combination to, filter with what kind of dances they wanted to do in the tempo. First half was kind of Second half was a lot better. Judging was a lot more critiqued on this episode, given it was the semifinals. Next week's going to be the finale. Second half was really good. A lot of 10s were given out because the performances were a lot more strong. And then Elijah and I were actually talking about this before it happened. We assumed that no one was going to get eliminated tonight because last season there was no elimination on semifinals. They sent everyone to the finale. But then we checked our programming guides, and it went over past 10 o'clock, which meant, okay, they're actually going to eliminate someone. We thought Elaine was going to get eliminated, but she was the first one that made it to the finale. Then Alex made it. Then Dylan and Daniela.
I want to pause you real quick because Stack Monster said he has to go. So Stack Monster, you want to give your final thoughts real quick before you head out?
Yeah, go ahead.
Am I back? I had it muted because I was shredding some stuff and going through my mail. I just wanted to say that before we were talking about all the talent in New Jersey and keeping it together. Well, guess what? The talent spans beyond the court, folks. Because I'm looking at all the New Jersey talent right here, right now. Keep up the good work. I'm going to bed. God bless everybody. Sayonara.
Good night, Glenn.
Good night, Glenn.
Thanks, guys.
Good night, Glenn. Thanks.
Keep it up.
Bye.
So essentially, the craziest thing that happened was I don't know how much I've talked about this here, but one of the pros keeps retiring and coming back when he's guaranteed to win. Well, that pro got eliminated, and I am so happy about it.
Wait a minute. Why are you happy in someone's defeat? I don't get
Because he only comes back when he has a shot at winning. He decides to retire one season, and then he comes out
not
to
illegal,
retire.
right?
No, but he becomes a guest judge when he's not performing, and then he just suddenly decides to come back when he has a good shot at winning the whole thing. That's the only reason why he can
bring him back, right?
No, but it's not fair. It's not a level
Why
playing
isn't it
field
fair?
then, because he keeps coming out of retirement.
The whole show's not fair. They take professional dancers and put them in with people like Andy Richter. I mean, come on.
Well, the point is a professional dancer is supposed to teach an amateur. But the problem with Mark is he decides to retire, then he decides he's going to unretire just to retire again, and then he'll unretire again. If you want to be a guest judge, stay retired. If you want to come back, don't retire. It's easy as that.
Well, is your boy from the Brigada? Is he still around?
No, he got eliminated a long time ago.
A long time ago. So who's left? Who's going to win this thing?
We have Alex Earl from New Jersey. I think she's going to at least place second, if not first. We have Robert Irwin, Steve Irwin's son. I think he's going to win it all. We have Zac Efron's brother, Dylan. I think he may place 4th or 5th. Jordan and Ezra, the gymnast, I think they may be 4th or 5th. And then I think that Elaine might place 3rd. I think she has a good shot. And she's injured. She's doing this injured.
Eli, is she close with her thoughts? What do you?
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to repost the Facebook right now, but yeah, she's right about that. I think from what I saw on social media and watched a little tonight, I would say Robert is winning this thing.
Eli, who's got? Not Eli. I did it again. Oops, I did it again. Luigi, who's going to win?
I don't know what she's talking about.
You don't like Dancing with the Stars with her?
No.
All right. My bad. I thought you guys did everything in tandem, no?
I actually told her I might try and watch tonight, but I wasn't able to.
And I have no idea any of these people. Topanga's gone, right?
He got eliminated last week.
All right.
Or the week before.
Topanga. We started talking about this in the summertime. This has been going on. Bobby, is this thing going on forever?
Every spring and fall is a new season, right?
Yeah, it's a new season. It's like 10 episodes.
Come on. That's not a season. That's a year.
Because the problem is they're the only show that's live. Like America's Got Talent and all these other shows, they're all pre-recorded until the finals, until the end. Dancing with the Stars is always live every single week. That's why it's such a short season. And they do things differently on like other shows, like America's Got Talent. Everything's all pre-recorded stuff. Dancing with the Stars, everything's live. Their music's live except for like some songs. The dances are all live. Everything's live. And that's like the key differences between their show and like America's Got Talent. That also depends on the network too. NBC doesn't want a
Yeah.
lot more live compared to ABC, Disney.
The craziest
Eli,
thing too.
I'm on my phone. I see we have a question, but I can't read it.
We have a question.
wanna
Yeah,
read
we have a
Yes.
question.
James Kelly, Jim from Nutley. When will Godswill be back?
Okay, let
Yeah,
me just
according
say, James Kelly, who is a legendary coach up in the Caldwells. I love him. Jim from Nutley, a legendary Hall line caller. I love when these Hall line callers migrate over here. It used to be back in the day, Joe from Patterson, Jim from Nutley, and Nick from Millburn. And Jim, welcome, please. Feel free. We'll get you on if you want, but the comments and Godswill. Bobby, did he say anything? Did Shaw say anything about Godswill?
Yeah, he's going to the doctor in the city next week to get reevaluated, and they're waiting for the AOK.
And what's the injury actually?
I think it's lower leg.
And and he had this last year too, right? Something similar?
Something similar, yeah.
Wow. So Jim, yeah, we're hoping he's going for a doctor for reval, and then we should know. He's going to be. Is he going to? Bobby, did Shaw say so? He's not going to Hawaii.
They're leaving. He said they're leaving tomorrow. One thing Shaw is very, very unhappy about is that they have 3 games at 9:30 in the morning.
Wow.
9:30 in the morning, our time, whatever it is over there, or I don't know what the time.
No, I think it's 9:30 their time, which is 2:30 by us, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
And I'll double check
Yeah,
the math
yeah.
on that one.
Wait,
So he's not very happy
9:30 in
about
the
that.
morning?
Yes.
Wow. That's weird. That's like
Very.
football. Oh my God, I'd be pissed off.
So when it's 9:30 in Honolulu, it is 2:30 our time.
Yep.
And it's 7:30 in London, according to the time calculator. So we're gonna get a lot. We have at least, from what I saw, 3 2:30 games, and I believe 1 5 o'clock game, if I'm not mistaken.
Quick, Luigi, if it's 9:30 in Hawaii, 7:30 in London, what time is it in Mississippi?
Nick, again, I don't know what you're saying.
Eli, post this question up.
We got to
Appreciate the update. He will help our depth.
Appreciate the update.
Oh no, Jim, no doubt. Like I mentioned before, and they talked about before I joined the show. We have a potential for 3 to 4. I don't know what Sumnik's going to bring to the table yet, but we have the potential for 3 good big men.
Yep.
That can rotate in and out, or hopefully play in tandem. 2 of them, definitely.
Yeah, we haven't had that like forever. That would be. Look, I love this team. I'm very high in this team. This is a deep squad. I said on Hall line. I think we're gonna look. This isn't Jim Valvano's Wolfpack. Paul, do you remember Chaminade beating Virginia #1 or #1 Ralph Sand or Bill? Do you guys remember that? So anything could happen out there, right? Like, it's not the end of the world. Like, we could do it. Paul, your thoughts? Could we beat North Carolina State in the first round?
Yeah, I don't see why not. Okay, I don't think that I haven't seen North Carolina State. I'm sure they're an ACC team. I believe that they're a top half of the ACC. But the truth is that to get, what Bobby said is absolutely right. We played 5 teams that we were supposed to beat. We beat them. We played 5 teams that were supposed to beat by 15 points or more. We all beat them by pretty much by 15 points or more. So we don't really know yet. I think that we can certainly beat an NC State. I think we could win the whole thing. I think we can win the Maui. But I don't, we'll have to see when we get on the floor with them. I think that the other piece of that is, it's a very, as it was pointed out, they're flying out, which I guess it's a 12-hour flight. They're going to do that today. They're going to get acclimated, and then they're going to play at 9:30 in the morning. Probably the last time these kids played at 9:30 in the morning, they were 11 years old and playing in the youth league. So it's kind of a surreal environment, but it'll be that way for everybody. So I think that as long as they come onto the court and play with confidence, they have a shot against anybody right now.
Yep, definitely, for sure. I mean, lost Nick.
Research into
Yeah, he'll be back, I guess.
Boise State, Southern Cal, and North Carolina State, and post something on the Facebook group once I get a chance to take a look at what those teams have done this year.
And one thing I always stress about on this platform, I didn't get a chance to speak though. 8 for 20 on threes. All right, I'll take it. I guess you got half of it. I mean, half is better than none. I mean,
well, 40% is not bad from 3-point.
It's not bad. It's not. I mean, I'll take it for tonight. Bud Clark, a little disappointed by him, but really, really impressed tonight by AJ and Dunk Payne, and it really wasn't a great night for them. It really was a great night for them. And I'm looking forward to this Maui tournament upcoming, and just don't understand why they're leaving so early. I mean, I get it; it's a long flight, no problem. They need the rest, change the time zone, no problem. But they don't start playing, I believe, until Wednesday next week, if I'm not mistaken. So why this early? I don't get that part.
Yeah, I think it's the acclimation, and he even said it during the presser. Coach said, he's already not looking forward to the trip back.
Yeah,
I've never been to Hawaii. That's just a long flight for.
But if they fly private, it's going to be 10 hours straight. I mean, no, without stops, without nothing, hoping everything goes well, flight wise. But if not, usually you have to go for a layover, because I don't think there is even a direct flight from our area to Hawaii. I mean, I think there used to be out of JFK, but no more, if I'm not mistaken. I think now you have to go to San Francisco and then transfer. So I mean, that'll be interesting.
Very, very possible. Luigi, was that Pringles?
Is what? I mean, she's over here on the table.
No, she popped in the screen.
Oh, I didn't know if she was in the frame or not.
Hey, just making sure.
But and back to the student section, I know it wasn't a big crowd. I mean, it's a Tuesday night, and again, early game, 7:00 on a Tuesday. We're nearing the Thanksgiving breaks, and all the teachers are trying to put in all the extra grades, the homeworks, the tests, and things like that in the Seton Hall perspective. So it makes sense that there wasn't a big showing, and it wasn't a Big East matchup. It was an out of conference. They were expecting a win, I think. And I think, Paul, I think you mentioned it earlier before we went on. It really depends on how we do in Maui, and if we can get a win down there, and that will determine whether or not this Seton Hall team, is for the real deal for not. If we're the real deal, and will they get the students involved and engaged? And I think, Paul, you brought up a great point earlier that if they can get a win, you're going to see more students for sure.
Well, today was Greek night, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Now, Nicole.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed to me, now maybe you could back me up on this. It's a long time since I've been a student there, but it seemed like today was Greek night, and the whole student section were the Greeks. So the non-Greek students didn't come out today.
That's usually what happens, though. When it's Greek night, usually the Greeks overtake everyone else. But also, another thing to bring out tonight was Shoe Speaks series by SAB.
Oh, Milo Manheim. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, he was there tonight, too. Yeah. And it looked like they had a packed crowd there as well. So I'm pretty sure that took away from the attendance.
Who was there?
Milo Manheim, the Disney Channel star from the Zombies movie franchise.
Oh.
Yeah, I saw the lines. They were huge from what I saw the Instagram photos. I did see that. That looked interesting. I was actually shocked they got him down there.
Yeah. I'm usually surprised when they bring anyone to see them all.
That's true, too.
It's been a while. All right, folks. I guess Nick is not coming on unless he's trying to get on. Maybe he's at the blackjack table, which I'm jealous. But anyway, let's do final thoughts. I don't want to keep the show going longer than we have to. By the way, I'm a little disappointed Nick got off because I had a front row seat to the mattress race. I don't know.
How
lost a little luster tonight. It wasn't the same as last time.
It's the most exciting thing that they have. I'm excited when they play Rutgers, and they do the mattress game. That should be interesting. And I think what they should do, not to be rude, but they should put a Rutgers student and a Seton Hall student doing the mattress race.
Tonight they had They had two
And the Pirates doing defense with the Rutgers kid.
Yeah, tonight they had 2 boys versus 2 girls, and unfortunately, the boys team,
of course,
just had bigger legs on the jump, and it wasn't competitive.
Yeah,
here's a kitty cat.
Yeah, but I think that'll be interesting if they decide to do if they put Rutgers students in there for the Rutgers Seton Hall game. I mean, I would love to see that.
I don't know if I think they keep it in house, right?
Yeah, they would, but just to add the fun, to get the pirate involved, providing defense and stuff.
I don't know. Let's do final thoughts.
All right,
Bill. Final thoughts.
Final thoughts are Seton Hall started at 5-0. This team, we all said on the show tonight, the Maui Classic will determine its fate in the next couple of games. How competitive this team is. We know this team what they can do. That's my final thoughts. Let's see what happens next week when they play in the Maui Classic.
Paul, final thoughts. Paul, by the way, didn't you say last time that Connecticut State's pretty good? CCSU?
Yeah, Central is not bad. I mean, they're not bad for their conference. Okay, they're usually at the top of that conference, but which means they can knock somebody off. So
they're probably home tonight going. New Haven gets the big arena, and they're new, and we get the little tin can.
A little small.
It's probably not too much. Walsh is probably not that much bigger than where they play their games. UNH plays in a high school gym right now, University of New Haven. So thoughts on it. NC State has just cracked the top 25. I just did a quick look. They average 100 points a game. So it is going to be a lot of fun to play a team like that. And I do believe that with the press and the pressure, we can beat that. We can beat that team. And if we beat that team, then the Maui is wide open for us. Darian Williams of North Carolina State's scoring 23 points a game. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players in double figures, and they are 4-0, and they've beaten everybody like a rented mule. But playing competition very similar to what we played: North Carolina Central, North Carolina Greensboro. So it will be an interesting situation to see against NC State. They will be the biggest test of the preseason of the out of conference season for us. That's my final thought.
All right.
We got a special guest.
Who?
Pringles.
Oh.
And by the way, next week we have to get back to our H3O show.
Yeah. We should have done that, I think, possibly for this Thursday, because you got the soccer game you can recap if they win, which they should, and the women's game as well.
Well, I know I'm getting on campus early on Thursday to watch the soccer match.
I would go, but I have to be there early to cover the women's game, unfortunately, because I'm doing the ESPN Plus broadcast. So I can't go to that.
You'll be right there.
But keep me posted, though.
I'll be right there.
Of course. And also to the CCSU statement there you just made. It doesn't matter what gym we play in, or if we're at the Rock, or if we're in Walsh. It just matters about how we play, and can we keep up the lead. That's all that matters.
Yeah, one thing I love about the seats I have, besides the fact that I gotta always be alert because I might get a ball to the head.
Of course.
Is the fact that you get to see the defensive intensity right up and close.
Of course. Yeah.
And they are this year we are locked in with our defensive intensity. That I can say.
For my final thoughts, happy we're going 5-0, and some food for thought as we go to bed tonight. And we watch the game obviously on ESPN Plus. Some fun fact actually. Well, today is Mickey and Minnie's birthday from Steamboat Willie. They premiered today back in 1928. So if it didn't start with the mouse, what would the Walt Disney Company be like? Would we be able to watch the games that we are watching now on ESPN Plus? And would our fans be into Seton Hall and into this college basketball stuff more in depth if it wasn't for ESPN growing the way it is today? And it all goes back to it all starting with the mouse.
Now, Paul, who's the guy who bought Disney? What was that guy's name?
Who bought Disney?
Yeah, who's the guy from ESPN? Who's the guy who bought Michael something? Who's the
Eisner?
So Eisner was at Disney.
Right.
I believe what happened was Cap Cities bought ESPN, and Disney bought Cap Cities. And
Right.
Eli, I disagree with you on this just as much as I do about 3-pointers. I remember ESPN when it was run by sports fans.
Yep.
And then I remember what happened after Disney bought it, and you can't tell the difference between advertising and content anymore. So
That's fair. I just how I say it is though, ESPN wasn't around back in 1928. So what would it be like, if the Disney company didn't take over? Would ESPN be at the level it is now? Would streaming be a thing like it is now? That's how I look at it.
Those are very good. Those are very good questions. I don't. When the ESPN I grew up with was very good at sports, I'm
Of
not
course.
sure how good it was at anything else.
Right. And ABC too. ABC was known for a wide world of sports. That was the big thing too.
I mean, if we're being honest here, I wouldn't even be paying attention to ESPN at all.
If the games weren't on there.
Yeah, because I really don't care about ESPN. The only reason I got ESPN Plus was because that's where the NHL full package was going to be.
Right.
You wanted to watch every other game. Before that, I was just watching it with NHL's own package.
That's a fair point. But like I said, that's the food for thought. What would happen if it didn't start with the mouse? How would this affect everything else in our lives today, including how we watch CNL sports?
By the way, what the F happened to Jack Hughes?
I don't blame Frank the Tank.
I think this is personally my humble opinion.
Oh dear God.
Jack is young. He's younger than me. He's an idiot. I think he was drunk. And I think he actually fell on some glass. And I think he almost severed his pinky. Because they apparently had to stitch it back together before getting the special surgery in New York. So if it was that bad, what the heck happened?
Yeah, so he's out 6 weeks, but Aaron Rodgers with a slight fracture in his wrist is going to play this week.
I'm telling you, when I saw that report that it was a non-hockey injury, I was like, okay, what happened at that team?
Jack Hughes is also known, from the Instagram posts that he also posts in the summertime. He's known for, partying and, being at college guy. He is young. He is a young kid, too. We have to keep that part in mind, too. He's only in his early 20s. So we do have to keep that part in mind. But he is becoming like an Aaron Judge. And I stress this a lot on Mono and Mono, the other show I do, because he's like Aaron Judge. So far, starts great in the regular season, gets injured, nothing happens in the postseason. Just like Aaron Judge. Just like him. Identical.
Well, the difference between him and Aaron Judge right off the bat, I see, is Aaron Judge flailed away in the minor league for a while because he couldn't hit the ball. And all of a sudden, he got his chance, and he became a superstar. So, Hughes came right on, signed, and was a star right from the start.
Yeah,
By the way, what was dumber, whatever Hughes did, or Cam Scatterboo at the, getting into a fight with wrestlers at the.
Let it be. Let him have a good time at WWE. He's there. Let him enjoy his life and let him fight and be on Netflix. Who cares?
we all know wrestling's fake, but still, somebody can just.
Oh, come on. Let it be. It's all fake. It's all scripted. They probably told him to do that.
I'm going to say this. I know that everyone thinks this is Jack's team, but there's a reason why Nico was captain and not Jack.
Absolutely.
And it's very evident. Nico has a more stable head on his shoulder. He's more well-grounded and humble, whereas Jack still thinks he's the big superstar that he is. I'll give him that credit.
There's a lot of issues.
Yes.
Is there a brother on the team too?
Yes. And we're trying, and I hope we get Quinn.
Yeah, well, first we got to take care of Jack first before we get
really.
Luke seems like the one okay guy at the team. That's you can just say he's no need to touch and fix him.
No.
After Thanksgiving, our hockey show starts, so I get it ready.
A lot of stuff happens
Luigi,
after
final thoughts. Luigi.
7 names.
Hello. I couldn't tell if you were speaking to me or not because it cut out. Thanks again. Good to see everybody. Hopefully, like I said a few minutes ago, hopefully this start last when we actually play some teams that I think are a little bit more formidable. We've got NC State coming up. They were ranked 25th last I checked. We've got Rutgers not long thereafter, and I want to see how we look once we start facing some of those guys, how some of the newer or less experienced guys respond, not just on the court but off the court, like some of the things you were talking about with regard to minutes and things like that. But we're getting further and further from getting the bad taste in our mouth out from last season, and I think we all should be excited about that. So we'll see how it goes, and we'll go from there, one game at a time, one day at a time, one play at a time.
I mean, last year we had 7 wins. We have 5 already. So
yes.
So where are you in New York right now? Where's Mom live?
Rochester.
You're way up there.
Yeah, that's where I was born and raised.
Go say hi to Dan Dunn.
Please say that again.
Go say hi to Dan Dunn.
How what?
Dan Dunn. Dan Dunn lives up there. Our former guest, Dan Dunn, the former center of Seton Hall.
Right. I'm sorry. I'm really bad with names. I apologize. But
yeah, Dan Dunn lives in Rochester.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember the conversation now. Yeah, I'm really bad with names. I'm sorry.
Is it cold? Is it cold up there?
Oh yeah, but
is there snow?
Actually, no, from when I was out before, there wasn't. Now again, there can be snow at any given, like it can come down at any given time. But I haven't really dealt with it since I've been home. And I've been home for I think 5 days now.
Quick question, Mr. Seven Names. Where's Lane Kiffin going to end up?
Where's Lane Kiffin going to end up? I saw something earlier today that said that had somebody arguing for him to go to Bama. I don't know why we would fire Kalen DeBar. He's had a good season. But in terms of where he'll actually, I kind of wonder, and people are going to think I'm crazy, but I kind of wonder if he's going to have to take a coordinator job if he's on his own, and then go back to being head coach afterward. But there have been some really good coaches that have had to do that. I know there's going to be an argument that somebody's going to hire him, but I don't know. But again, he's kind of, he's always been enigmatic, and apparently it was true, or apparently it was not true that Ole Miss gave him an ultimatum. So, I do believe that he might have to take a coordinator position if he is let go. Just because I'm struggling to see what the optimal fit would be for him right now. Now I know Oregon. I'm sorry. I know LSU rather has a position that they're trying to fill. I still think that Ed Orgeron's a better fit to return there than I think would be Lane Kiffin. But crazier things have happened.
Well, Florida, right? And even whispers about the Giants. Florida's an chance.
I'm sorry. I didn't know you were talking college and pro. I can see one thing that I could actually see happening is if Schottenheimer is one and done, look for Dallas, I think, to potentially be a fit there.
Well, they said the Giants too because they're daughter.
Yeah, but also I don't know. Jerry Jones likes to go for the big name, even though he went with a name that hasn't been a big name in 20 years. So I could see that being something that he looks to do this offseason.
I can't see Jones getting rid of him, especially after the way he navigated the team past Nealon's passing and whatnot. I don't see that happening, but you never know.
That's implied. I think it depends on what Jerry prioritizes, and unfortunately, I don't see him prioritizing that the way that you or I might. He likes the guys that who he likes. He likes his friends, and he likes the guys that he can keep his thumb on. And if he's ousted from from Ole Miss, excuse me, and Jerry likes his Southern brethren, that might be something that he looks to do. And I know it's not the same school, but Dak also obviously is a Mississippi guy coming from Mississippi State.
My final thoughts, I haven't checked the weather yet, but if it's decent out on Thursday and you're going to the women's game anyway, get your butts there a couple hours early, root on our men's soccer team. Good opportunity to root 2 teams on for the price of 1.
It's going to be high of 48, low of 34, partly cloudy, no rain. You'll have rain tomorrow all day, it appears.
Oh boy.
Tomorrow's high 47.
Ugh, I'm tired. I'm sick of this already.
Some snow in some areas, so be aware.
And again, we saw the Coach Boss show we did
Yes.
today.
Great show.
Thank you. You know, this team is onto something. This women's team is, you know, between the team we have now and the players we have coming in, Coach Boz is building something there. So.
Oh yeah. And before we get to her final, Nicole's final thoughts, because we always end with her. You know, I'm looking at the schedule. It's a 2:30 game Monday, NC State. We got to talk to Nick about maybe doing a Whole Hoops and Happenings nighttime show at like 7 or 8 o'clock instead of a post game show right after at 5. We got to maybe consider that one.
Or maybe combine, no, maybe like a little of both. You know,
like a little bit of both at night.
Rolling into a preview show for the week.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I think we have to think about that. So because 5 o'clock is drive time.
Yep. The Gister.
My final thoughts are there's so much happening on the air right now, like in terms of different shows and different sports and everything. It's going to be hard to keep up.
Well,
What's good?
Thanksgiving's like the dead week. No shows really go on. It's either finales or like they're not on that week.
Yeah, that's true though.
Don't forget, we have a late Thanksgiving this year.
Yep.
Which makes for a very short Christmas season. So before you know it, Rudolph's going to be on, and it's going to be
Hallmark Christmas movies.
It's already started, but I'm also disappointed that 106.7 didn't start playing Christmas music already on the radio.
I'm genuinely surprised.
They're waiting till this Friday, which I'm annoyed about because
that's wild.
The semester's almost done in Seton Hall already for the first one. I can't believe that one already.
When's the tree lighting?
The 3rd, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Which is that Monday, I think?
No,
that's the Wednesday.
Yeah,
because I got credentials for the 2nd to go watch the women play Princeton. So,
nice.
So I'll be reporting in from there.
That's good.
All right, team. Bill, Nick, Paul, Gister, Protege. Have a great night.
Well, we'll see. We'll see you
Have
next
a good night, everyone.
Thanks,
Go
team.
Pirates.